All right. Zip zap. Bing. Bing bang. Yeah, I know. Hey, listen. We got Brugal today. That's right. Fishnet Brugal. Extra viejo. Whatever that means. Every Spanish guy you'll ever meet, when you talk about Brugal, they go like this. Everything to a Spanish guy gets you hard on. I don't know. I get mixed results, to be honest with you. Oh, look at that. That's a real alcohol. Look at that. When it comes out like that, that's real alcohol. Ay, ay, ay. What is this, like mouthwash? Jesus, Crimler. That should mix well with ginger ale. Yeah, oh, it's going to be delicious. Guys, you don't know what I go through for this show. You have no idea. All right. You want advices? That's what you're here for. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks great. That looks great. Oh, it's not bad. Wow, that's not bad. Wow, that's not bad. All right. Here we go. Jeez, have a little more. Slow it down, right? Slow it down. Have a little more. It's good. Okay. Here we go. Advice is something to beat off with. Guy, my mother's watching, for crying out loud. I don't want to buy a fake vagina to fuck because the good ones are quite expensive. When let me tell you something right now. This whole, if you have like a rubber doll, or you have a rubber pussy, or like one of those fleshlights, I can't do it. If somebody sent me one in the mail, you know, nobody's looking, right? What do you just slide it in, right? I can't do it. I cannot lower myself to that point. I could never have sex with a rubber doll. And I'm not very proud. I'm here to tell you. It's just one of those standards. It's like I'm not going to inject heroin. That's just not going to happen. And I'm not having sex with a sex doll. That's right. Or a rubber snatch. It's not happening. There we go. What might be some good common household items that might be lying around that I could fuck instead of my hand? Jesus Christ. A friend said try a toilet paper roll. Remove the cardboard center. Oh, really? And lube it up a lot and fuck that, but it starts to tear about pretty quick. Then there is hollowing out a nice fuck hole in a ham or a piece of meat. Oh my God. Guys, is everybody throwing up into their pants right now? What do you want to get, like hepatitis A? And warming it up in the microwave, bit of lube. Oh. It works great, but gets expensive very quickly. Plus, meat tastes weird later. Okay. Yeah. A comic book plastic sleeve with lube in there. Stuck between the couch cushions. Does not put enough pressure on it. All right, guy, you're out of here. What are some ideas that I can fuck around the house? I don't know. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Are you in the house? I don't know, guy. You're out of here. Christ almighty. Hey, Bithead, QTP here. I don't know what that means. Been a long time viewer of yours. Was one of your first 100 subscribers. Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for sticking around. I even have my own video game channel like you. Ryan right now, Mike Gardner, and others. My question is, when the hell will we ever see such great creations you have made for the show over the years come back? I always wanted to know what happened to the Fate Machine. It's in the dump. You want to know where it is? It's in the town dump. Okay? What do you think? I haul this stuff around? This stuff is ridiculous. What happened to the Fate Machines? Wheel of Wisdom, Pegasus, as well as Game Von Crush. We miss that old sweet bitch. Take care, Bithead. Much love. Yeah, you got to go down to the town dump if you want to see these things. You know, there it is. Some guys in there, I don't know, they're drinking and taking a piss on the Fate Machine right now. Guy, I have no room. I don't know what to tell you. If I make something tomorrow, I'm going to have to throw it out Thursday because I have no room. That's the bottom line. So you're out of here. It was a big mistake getting rid of Game Von Crush. I always wanted to do... there was something I always wanted to do with Game Von Crush, and it just... It didn't pan out. It wasn't powerful enough. I could have improved him. All right, here we go. Hey, Bithead, I've been dating this hot Taiwanese frail for about 4 months. Oh, Taiwanese. The sex has been fantastic, and the experience has been mostly fun. But things have gotten a little bizarre. As we get to know each other, she revealed that she believed she was a psychic. She talks hours about our auras and what color angels we have at parties I host with friends. This person has a blue angel and this person has a red angel in private. She started giving me spiritual homework. One of her assignments were for me to stare at a candle flame in the dark room for 20 minutes. It's a great idea, by the way. That's a great idea. And you should do that. Now, I don't know why the fuck she wants you to do that, but it's actually focusing. I got this one from Bob Proctor. He said you should draw a point on the wall and you should sit there and stare at that point for a half hour. Yeah. So one of two things happen. You wind up screaming berserk and jump through the bay window and, and land in the rose bed. Or, the other one is you could actually increase your ability to focus. And I know it sounds ridiculous because, but it could actually improve your mind's ability to focus. So how about that? Interesting. Yeah, after all this and some other weird crap, I decided it was time to take a break, time to break it off, and I called her to talk about how she might be happier as if she was in somebody that believed all this psychic stuff. She freaked out and told me it wasn't our destiny to break up. I pushed harder, and she told me in an ultra serious tone, "No, Michael, I've seen our children." She's fucking nuts. Hold on. Can you fly out here and get Johnny Blade? You're going to need it. Or Rita. Better yet, I'll give you Rita. I reminded her that I didn't want any kids, and she said, "That doesn't matter. I've seen their faces." It was the weirdest breakup attempt I've ever made, and that's saying something as I broke up with a lot of different broads. I kind of don't want to give up the sex, but I also don't want to put up with Miss Cleo anymore. Any advices? She's batty. They're all fucking batty. But at least she's not cleaning under the refrigerator. That's a big part of it. If you're going to get a batty one, she might as well be batty like that. Who cares if she could tell the future? What, are you kidding me? Yeah? All right, tell me what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. And get started. If my wife was running around telling me she could see the future, I'd be like, great. As long as she's not doing some other wacky shit. Now, if she's like predicting, if she thinks she's like Nosferatu, if she thinks she's Nostradamus, you know, hey, listen, if she can cook dinner, I don't give a fuck if she thinks she's Harry Connick Jr. Guys, I don't know why. Whew. Listen, she's hot. She's hot. And she likes to fuck. All requirements filled out. Ding ding. Come on. They're all fucking nuts. What do you think, you're gonna find a sane one? At least you have an interesting nut. You're out of here. Hello, Bithem 1000. It sends shivers down my spine anytime my wife wants me to put anything into drywall. Mostly since my wife lacks the patience to accurately measure things and find a stud in the wall. Why check the wall when she's got one right here? I feel the stakes are too high when it comes to repairing that drywall, since I've no experience with spackling or painting. I am genuinely curious how you ended up putting up all the rest of the LED lights with the hole saw, since the holes have already been drilled. Therefore, there would be no place to put the pilot bit. Thanks for your help. There's two ways you could do that. You could take the hole saw and drill a hole in a piece of wood. No. Yeah, you could do that. You could drill a hole in a piece of wood, the size of that hole, and then put it up to the ceiling, and then drill through and use the wood as a guide. Press the wood up against the wall. That's even a little sketchy. But all I did is I took a fucking sheetrock knife and cut around it. It was a bitch. Especially when you're standing on the top rung of a ladder. It's a bitch. And when you're cutting, the drywall is landing in your eyes. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fucking fun. There were times where I was like, I'd probably better off falling off the ladder neck first than to be doing what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So that's it. And spackle work is easy. You ready for this one? Everybody makes it difficult. You know what the funny thing about spackling is? It's so easy that it takes you years to figure out that it's easy. Does that make any sense at all? And when you start doing it the way you're supposed to be doing it, you say, oh shit, that was easy. What was I doing before? The thing about spackle work, here's the problem with spackle work. Nobody wants to sand. And I get it. But sanding is your friend. And people do everything they can to avoid sanding. Just sand. It's no big deal. Use the right grits, because you have morons out there trying to take down a drywall compound with fine grit sandpaper, 220. You'll be there all fucking day. You hit that sucker with a 60, and it's like you're using a fucking I don't know. It's like you're using a fucking rip saw on it. It's like, oh, it's gone. Use the right fucking sandpaper, and good sandpaper too, not the sandpaper from Harbor Freight. You got to spend money on sandpaper. I'm sorry, you do. You do. It's either that or it's going to wear out and you're going to use twice as much. 3 times as much. That's right. Or the sand's just going to fall off. You get Harbor Freight sandpaper. It's like 3 strokes with the sandpaper, and then you have nothing but paper in your hands. All the sand is on the floor with the dust. So there you have it. You're out of it. You're fucking out of here. Jesse, I'm a big fan of shooters. Despite not being the best at them, no, everybody says that. You have to understand something. There's a couple of outliers out there that are really good at shooters. You understand? And there are some tricks that can make you exponentially better. But everybody's terrible at shooters. They're hard. They're supposed to be hard. You got to play them. You have to memorize them. Fantastic. Let me tell you something right now. People that are exceptional at shooters, I guarantee they're in a reduced population of people that get Alzheimer's. How? What? That's right. There's a reduced chance of getting Alzheimer's if you're good at shooters. Ultimate memorization. Seriously. You can't beat Sinistron. You can't beat R-Type. You can't beat Radiant Silvergun without superior memorization. And it's got to have a good soundtrack, too. That's it. I want to be better so I can see all they have to offer. Do you have any advice for getting better at them? Or do I just need practice, practice, practice? No, there are some very decisive things. I suggest you watch the Shoot 'em Up Junkie. He talks about this. There are real like tricks to the trade, almost like a carpenter. Same with shooters. There are tricks to the trade. And you watch them, you go, oh, aha, and I already forgot them. So I'm go back to the shitty way I was as a player. You gotta go into a game to have fun. You understand? You can't go into the game like I gotta beat this game. It's gonna be a drag. Take it in fun games. But what makes a game fun is good music and good play control. Graphics don't matter. Graphics don't matter. Gameplay, play control, this type of thing. Level design. Huh? And you're gonna need practice. Yeah, you need practice. I did well at some shooters in my life, but I'm far from an expert on shooting games. Far. And my knowledge extends out for like the TurboGrafx and a dabble into the Sega Saturn. So what the fuck do I know? I know a handful on the PS1. So, I mean, I never even got into Xbox 360 territory, which is like where some of the most hardcore, shooters come from, bullet hells. That's a whole new thing altogether. So, all right, you're out of here, for Christ's sake. All right. How about another drink, huh? Yeah. I just can't get over this top. It only lets a little bit out. Oh God, that's every alcoholic has seen that, like in their darkest hour. It's empty. It's just like something about an alcohol tip on a booze bottle is like, it just says to you like alcohol. Do you get that? No? All right, listen. Jeez, it's a good drink. It's a good drink. What's good, Jesse? Love your channel. Keep up the good work. Hey, I need good bithead advice. I'm 27 years old, and 4 years ago, I married a Latina girl. Wow, you're young. You got married. It's incredible to me that you got married at 23. And I'll tell you why. Because when I was 23, I was so fucking dumb. I might have been the dumbest shit on planet Earth. I'm not too far away from that now. But at 23, God, I think about people getting married at 23 and I'm like, marriage should be no less than 35. Kids before marriage as far as I'm concerned. I love her to death, even if sometimes she can be a real bitch. You know how Latinas have a very strong character and they think they know it all? Sometimes she pisses me off. No, I didn't know that, my friend. I didn't know that. Sometimes she pisses me the fuck out, and in my head, I want to smack her. Does that happen to you? How do you keep yourself calm in those situations? What is your technique of choice? You know something? When she does what she does, whatever she does, I just look at her and like in awe. I'm like, who the fuck even thinks this way? Like, who the fuck thinks this way? I can't believe some of the things she says. And I just got, in my head, I laugh and I sit there and I look at her like, what is she, fucking nuts? They're nuts. Women are nuts, guy. All right? And I'm going to tell you something right now. Hit a woman? I never hit a woman. And it's not because I'm a real man. Because they need a smack. They really do. Women need a smack sometimes. But you can't fucking hit them, guy. What are you going to do here? Who are you, Sean Connery? Sometimes a good slap is justified. Oh, man. God bless them for that one. Huh? Because they do. They push you. Listen, here's the thing with getting angry. When you get pissed and when you get angry, it multiplies, it amplifies, it gets exponential. And when women see you get aggravated, they want to see you more aggravated. Women only want to see you miserable and aggravated. They don't want to see you happy. That's for sure. I've learned that about women. Yeah, they're fucking scumbags. It's the truth. They love when you're happy. When I'm down, my wife is like, it's like Disneyland for her. But when I'm happy, for some reason, she's a miserable fucking bitch. So you gotta adjust mood. It's crazy psychopath shit a man has to do. Sometimes I pretend like I'm down. That way the bitch is happy. And sometimes I'm happy, but I don't want to express the happiness because then I know, I'm basically going to get dive bombed by Stuttgars. So, good luck. Good luck. You're out of here. Hey, Jesse, I'm a guy in his 30s who lives in Brooklyn. I already know what you look like, and you wear a scarf. That's right. And you cuff the bottom of your jeans, and you wear penny loafers. No, you have to understand something here. I know these Brooklyn hipsters. Brooklyn is completely different than what it used to be. Yeah. And you hate heavy metal music, right? And I get it. And you have a hi-fi audio system at your apartment, right? At your apartment, that's the size of a milk crate. That's right. But you have the high-end stereo in there. We know. And you pay through the nose. I remember one time I was at a bar in Brooklyn. All right, we went to this bar. It was like obnoxious, full of hipsters and whatnot. So, I get online for the bathroom and I'm in front of this guy and we were talking about work or something. I said something about work or I said, what do you do or something like that? Because I started talking to him just to be friendly. Yeah, I'm that asshole on the piss line. And he said something like, I hang artwork. And I'm like, oh yeah, what do you do? Put a nail in the wall? He goes, some of these pieces are over $100,000. I said, so what do you do? Put 2 nails in the wall? He turned around. But the best thing that could have happened, because I was done with him. Okay, here we go. I'm actively dating. Oh my God. Single in Brooklyn. I have hobbies. I have friends who hang out with with from time to time. The problem is that I still feel empty in many aspects of my life. I have a job which I don't like at all, and I don't really see myself doing it forever. Well, there you have it. That's it right there. That's it right there. There's a source of your problems. The problem is I don't know what I want to do, and the thought of going back to school now seems incredibly overwhelming. I wish you... Oh, you're in your 30s. I cannot quit because I need to pay rent and have developed a pretty decent savings over time, which I don't want to tap into. Basically, I feel lost and do not know how to dig myself out of this rut I have created. Do you have any advice about how I can maybe take that first step into improving my situation? Yes. There's two things. Number one, you have to be grateful. Okay? And it sounds like you're not in the worst situation of all time, and it doesn't seem like you're as grateful as you should be. One of the most important things that I do when I wake up in the morning is I say, I don't know what you call it, an affirmation? Is it an affirmation? I don't know. No, it's not an affirmation. I just say how grateful I am, and I say it out loud. Sometimes I'll say it in the bathroom mirror. How creepy is that? No, I'll say that I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my son. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm grateful for the opportunity to reach out and touch, tens of thousands of people. The opportunity to possibly inspire people, because people have commented that they've been a little inspired by projects and whatnot. I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for the fact that I found something. I found what I believe is this is what I want to do in life, even though it's going nowhere fast. Anyhow, feeling grateful. And now, you say, this is bullshit. And I thought the same thing. I'm like, I listened to this guy tell me I got to be grateful. Many people, not just one guy. That's why I started to do it. Because I heard too many people that I looked up to say it to ignore it anymore. So I started to do it. And I'm like, this is fucking horse shit. This, that, the other thing. I don't know what I'm saying here. But after a while, you tend to be more grateful in other aspects of your life. Like, you ride down the road, you see a fucking car accident, you say, I'm grateful. I'm not in that situation. There's a fucking ambulance there. So it starts to infiltrate your life. And being grateful is a big part of happiness. But no matter what situation you're in, you can be grateful for something. Hell, I'm still alive. Right? Now, you have to find out what you want. And the thing is, people say to you, well, what do you want? And you say, well, that should be an easy question. And everybody else should say, would say that's an easy question. You don't know what you want? Everybody knows what they want. The fact is, nobody knows what they want. Because if people really knew what they wanted, they'd go and they'd get it. So when you see a lazy piece of shit, friend at work, and he says, I want a Corvette, and he's been saying that for forever and a day, he doesn't really want a Corvette. Because he'd go out and really do what it takes to get it. Maybe he likes the idea of it, but he doesn't want it enough to go after it. So you got to really have a conversation with yourself. Because people don't have that conversation with themselves a lot of times. What do I want? Because everything roots in that. And it's not bad. A lot of times people think it's bad to want things. It's bad to want money. It's the root of all evil. Yeah, go fuck yourself. You're an asshole. Go take a walk. You gotta want things. You got to really want things. So when you tell me you don't know what you want, that's a huge problem. That's your biggest problem. So think about that. Write it down. Write down exactly what you want. Because sometimes we don't write down things we want because we don't even really feel like we deserve them deep down inside. or we don't think we can get them. I'm not going to write down a Lamborghini because I'll never have that. Bullshit. If you want it, you'll have it. So write down what you really want. You really want. Because everybody wants something different. What do I really want? I'm the biggest dumb moron of all time. Why don't I want a Lamborghini? Because if I wanted a Lamborghini, I'd go after it. I want a piece of shit car. That's what I want out there. And that's what I got. I want to work on a piece of shit car and make it something that it wasn't before. That's what I want. I don't want a fancy car. I'll never have a fancy car. Because that's not what I want. It sounds stupid, but when you get down to brass tacks, figuring out what you want is so important. And be very specific and write it down in detail. In detail. Write it down. You're out of here, goddamn you. And then when you do figure out what you want, you go after it as hard as you can. And you don't worry about anything. You don't worry about your little fucking shithead savings. You don't worry about your little fucking shithead rent you gotta pay. You don't worry about any of that shit. You just go dive in head first and aim for your goal. And die trying. Be willing to die trying. Go for it. That's what life's about. Life's not about playing it safe. Life isn't about hiding out in your apartment and letting the world go by. Life is about getting out of your apartment and grabbing the world by the cock. Not just to survive, not just to retire. To leave your stamp on the world, on everything. Because everybody has the ability to do that. Everybody has greatness inside of them. The human mind is so miraculous that whoever owns one can do miraculous things. And most of us do own one. All right, here we go. Boy, these drinks are wonderful right now. This is afternoon. It's 12:30 in the afternoon on my day off. It's raining outside. Drizzling now. This is great. I'm having fun. How about you? What's going on? I never get to talk to my audience. Hey, Bithead. Like you, I walk my kids to school. I love it. I'm walking my kid to school now and the leaves are on the floor. And he just walks like bouncing up and down on his toes. You know how kids walk. And his leaves falling down. And I'm just waiting for Michael Myers to come around the corner and stab us to death. It's October, baby. It's October. You think of it's like Halloween. The wind's kind of blowing the trees, you know. It reminds me of The Exorcist in front of the house there. I love it. I love it. And I have these memories walking my son to school. Beautiful. He's telling me a bunch of cockamamie shit. It's going in one ear and out the other. I'm just looking at his hair blowing, his little blonde hair blowing in the wind. And you remember that shit, you know? They're so happy, bouncing up and down, you know, exploring, grabbing sticks, playing guns. Come on. What am I, fucking hammered? When I was in kindergarten in 1985, I remember walking with a huge group of neighborhood kids to school with no parents. Oh, magical. Walking to school with no parents. First we go into the mini market, and I would stand lookout, and my friends would steal boxes of candy. Not like, hey, I stole a candy bar. They would take the box of certs and just go like this into their backpack. This was egregious stealing. They're like the whole box of fucking what were they? Rolos. And then we go out, and I'm like, I didn't steal. And then they'd give me candy because I was a lookout guy. So they flood me with candy. Oh, it was fucking great. Hubba Bubba. I don't know if you remember that. Best gum of all time. Grape. The two-tone gum. Bubble Yum two-tone gum. Please. Like 20 packs. Bam. Right in your book bag. All while the Turkish guy was complaining by the counter. This fucking shit. Trying to fix his meat slicer. This fucking shit. They were robbing him blind. And he never caught on. That's what I don't get. Who was in charge of inventory over there? Crimela. All right. And we were all fine and no one got molested by a kitty diddler from what I can remember. Now it seems if you don't walk your kids to school until they are old enough to drive, you are a negligent parent and should have your kids taken away. What age are kids old enough to walk by themselves? I'm 18. Listen, I get it. I won't even let my kid in the front yard. Like, if my kid's in the front yard, I count backwards from 5 and I gotta go look out the window. Because you don't know what the fuck's going on. You got parents disappearing. You got gang members. Did I say parents disappearing? You got kids disappearing. Like, legitimately, look at how many kids go missing. And it's not just from, like dad's kidnapping, from a divorce or something like that. Kids go missing. We know for sure there are, like, sex rings out there. This is, like, crazy shit. My kid's not going to be my kid's not going to a sex ring. I'm sorry, not on my dime. Not on my watch, I mean. On my dime. Not on my watch. Can you imagine the parents, like, your kid is gone? They were in the front yard, and then your kid is gone? If there's a 0.0001 chance of that happening, it's not going to happen with me watching them. Not going to happen. There are fucking lunatics out there. Listen, we always had, we had the town drunk. We had Frank, the town drunk, that we grew up with. And I remember one time he said something to my little sister. I don't know what he said, but my sister ran home, told my father, and then my father went out there and beat the shit out of him. So, but that's water under the bridge. And then nobody talked about it. Frank got a beat down, and that's not going to happen again. Well, who knows? Oh, we had all the lunatics. We had another guy Bill, old man Bill, who was a nuclear physicist. That's right. And he would drive in his car and rub his head like this. He'd walk down the block and smoke cigarettes like this. Completely nutso out of his mind. He would dress like that guy from the Night of the Living Dead. They're coming to get you, Barbara. That's what he looked like. They're coming to get you, Barbara. That guy. He would walk by us, and we'd all say, "Hey, crazy Bill, crazy Bill." It's like I'm waiting for this guy to take out a lawnmower blade and just start hacking us to pieces. You don't. This day and age, my kid's not going out there by himself, riding bikes, shit like this. You got to understand something. I had friends of mine. I had to be in when the street lights came on, basically, maybe a little bit at night. And on the weekends, who knows, maybe a little looser than that. I had friends that were out all night long, and their parents didn't give a shit. All night long. Like, no curfew whatsoever. I don't see that today. I just don't see it. Yeah, you gotta watch your kids, man. You gotta watch your kids. Listen, I can't have anything happen on my watch. That's all I'm saying. It can't happen. Because I can't handle it. Do you think I'm drinking now? If something happened to my son, because I'm responsible for it, forget about it. There's gonna be, I don't know, cases of Jack Daniels coming to my house. Amazon Prime, next day delivery. We're getting started here, buddy. We gotta live this life with this type of guilt. You fucking mother's ass. Guys, we do an advices program here. Email me down below. Put advices in the header. Very important. And we'll solve all your problems. Just like Patreons. It's such a pleasure to spend. I can't even talk here. To spend an afternoon with you guys. And I want to let you know how grateful I am to each and every one of you. We'll see you next time.